Next position we're going to talk about is counter offense. I think it's important to take a minute and talk about the term counter offense. Is the second part of a philosophy that goes back to legendary coach Stan Gable. Philosophy that was crystallized for me in college, where when we shoot, we score, but when our opponent shoots, we score. So the counter offense, instead of turning a defense, it's counter offense. When we stop our opponent's attack, we have them in a disadvantaged position, we are now going to capitalize on that and score. So the first part of that is we're going to talk about is front headlock. Whether I've snapped my opponent into a front headlock or from a counter offense, where he's shot and I've down blocked, I lower my level, keep head position, and I've stopped his attack. My basic stance and position here with my arms relaxed. As he attacks, I match head position, my arms are in the way. As he shoots, I sprawl and I catch front headlock. I want to catch a front headlock. I want to plant my shoulder right on the axis of my opponent's shoulders and spine. It's very important. This is the best place to neutralize his forward progress. Above that, and my weight pressure slides over him, lower on the head or the neck, I'm susceptible to drags and peek outs and things like that. So as my opponent is attacking, I'm going to catch front headlock. I keep my hips and shoulders square, but I plant my shoulder in his spine and the axis of his shoulders. Second, my arms. Traditionally, we lock. Front headlock here. I don't like this position because we tend to get our elbows too deep here. And I really don't need my hands locked for security. I want to keep my elbows tight to my ribs, and I'm going to cup the chin on one side and armpit on the other, or high on the arm here. This way I have all the control that I need or have in a locked position, yet I'm a lot more mobile. I can move here looking for my counter offense, and at the same time I give my opponent nothing to grab onto. With arms locked, a lot of times he can start fighting grip, he can start, pulling my deep arm here. So, as he shoots, I'm lowering my level, down block, I catch front headlock right here. Also notice, keep his head trapped under my belly. My opponent feels a lot of weight pressure here, shoulder planted, I'm pulling down on his head, down on his arm, and his head is trapped under me. He's not only bearing his weight, but he's bearing all of mine too. Okay. So as he shoots here, we're just down blocking and catching front headlock. The last piece of this, as you'll see, is that my toes are in the mat, my hips are down and in, my body's in as straight a line as possible, and I'm off my knees. I don't want to be here, where one, I take weight pressure off him, two, I'm not very mobile. When we start going into our counter offense, I have to come off my knees to do any kind of scoring anyways. So, as he shoots, I catch and I stay here. On my toes, on my feet, shoulder planted, heavy on me.